Alright, so we're back to the Pilgrimage Battle Reports, and we're up to day 2, game number 5, and I'm playing against Lawton's Dwarves. That's right, let's see if I can remember what he had in his army. I should have taken a picture of the deployment, but I didn't. Silly me. Okay, he had the anvil, he had 2 cannons, unit of 10 crawlers, unit of 10 thunderers, he had the organ gun, 2 units of Dwarf Warriors, unit with hand weapon shield, and the other one with great weapons. And of course his Thane, which was bunkering in the Ironbreaker unit. I'm pretty sure he had 2 runesmiths in there as well for 6 dispel dice. Or 6 or oh no, 6, 7, maybe even 8 dispel dice. No, 7 dispel dice. He had a lot of dispel dice. I was very fortunate to get a bit of magic off in this game. Anyhow, first 2 turns we were pretty much just exchanging shots. His crawlers would target that unit of Night Goblins. No doubt in his mind that I had some fanatics in there. Tried to take out my pump wagon with the cannon. Wasn't too successful with his first shot, although I did veer into the Doom Diver and killed 1 crewman. In return, my squig hoppers were squabbling for the first 3 turns of the game. That's right. The Spider Riders squabbled 1 time. That was, I think, the second turn. In my magic phase, couldn't get anything off because of his amount of dispel dice. During my shooting phase, however, I did try to target the cannons on the hill because that was really the only thing I could see. I did it with some success. Took out 2 crewmen from the front, from the cannon on the right hand side, and on the back one I did manage to kill most of them with the rock lobber. I did want to destroy the cannon, but killing a crewman is better than nothing, I suppose. Yeah, just pretty much exchanging shots the first 2 turns while he was dispelling my magic. And you can also see his anvil. For the whole game he kept trying the ancient power. Wrath and Ruin, 2d6 strength 4 hits, d3 units on the table. Of course he was going for the Black Orc Warboss on the Wyvern, and there was one phase there where he did roll a 1 to play the anvil, and wishing he would roll another one, he rolled a 4, so yeah, I think that was on his second turn. Although in his next turn he did make up for it when he rolled 2d6 hits on the Wyvern, rolled a massive 11. That really chewed up the wounds on the Black Orc Warboss, because did 3 wounds on the Wyvern, which I could not save for the life of me, and he also did 2 wounds on the Black Orc Warboss on top. And the other thing about that is that he would stop him from using his flying movement, so yeah, that really sucked for me. Did manage to charge the gyrocopter, which I failed to mention earlier on. He fled. He was more than happy to flee with the gyrocopter, but then ended up rallying it. Yeah, that was pretty much what was going on the right-hand flank. So we're getting down to the nitty-gritty of the close combat unit, and my BSB's unit and his big block of greenskins have charged the Dwarf Warriors with the hand weapon shield combo. And fortunate enough to do enough kills, broke that unit, and yeah, he ran a long way. I was fortunate because you can see on the left hand side I didn't get flanked by that unit of Dwarf Warriors with the great weapons because of the fanatic. Obviously didn't want to cop the 2d6 strength 5 hits from that fanatic. Yeah, and the Iron Breakers charged into my Night Goblins, and they were more than happy to flee. It exposed a flank. His flank to my Wyvern, which was just outside the photo there, and a front-on charge from the Orcs. And his gyrocopter, which he rallied earlier on, now being a royal pain in the butt. Shot his flame template weapon onto the Orcs. Very fortunate not to kill any, but then he decided to run after my poor little goblins on the bolt throwers, and he would charge in, and no problem, he would just knock them all off, and moved on to the Doom Diver, and it was just a domino effect from there. So on my turn, I charge the Wyvern onto the flank of the Iron Breakers and the unit of 25 Orc Boys onto the front of them. Fluffed it big time, only killed 3. And that was all from the Wyvern as well. So he got all his attacks onto the front with the Orcs, knocked off 5 of them, and I did lose combat by 1. Rolled for the Orcs, no problem for them. Rolled for the Wyvern, and he broke. And at the same time, he panicked the units of Wolf Fighters there, so away they went. Fortunate enough for the Black Orc Warboss and the Wyvern to hang around in the fight. Did eventually lose combat to those Iron Breakers with the Orcs. He had this magic item where it doubles his unit strength, and the Thane being in there as well challenged him, took down the champion with ease, just trying to minimize the kills that he got on the unit. But yeah, broke them with ease, caught my standard, so we were down to 1 standard each after breaking his unit. Yeah, that's how the combat went. Anyway, shot his anvil onto the Black Orc Warboss again. He was only on 1 win left, the big fella. So when he rolled to randomize, he got quite a few hits on the Black Orc, and he managed to cause 2 wounds. And I rolled for my armor and failed them both. I rolled for my ward save, 5+ ward save, and I rolled a 5 and a 6. So he managed to live, and I was ecstatic. And Lawton was like, "What? What just happened?" So yeah, I was very fortunate in that respect. Rallied the Wyvern, contested the table quarter on the other side. Yeah, also in my last turn of magic, his Thane got close enough to the Night Goblin Shaman and tried to cast Mork Wantia on him. Unfortunately, I did roll a miscast. But then when I rolled on the miscast table that the greenskins have, I rolled 2 6s, which is a 12. And what that does is it casts with the magic spell that I was attempting to cast with Irresistible Force. So, Mork tried to pick up the Dwarf. He failed his initiative test. And did 5 strength 10 wounds on him. So, knocked off the Thane. But in return, when I had to roll on the miscast table again, I popped the Shaman's head. So I think it was worth it. It was very hilarious. Good way to end the game. Also, the Squig Hoppers on the left-hand flank killed the cannon crew after not squabbling for the last 3 turns of the game. When I overran, fell just short of the anvil. The Spider Riders charged the other cannon, wiped them out thanks to poison. Flanked the Quarrelers unit, which I didn't break in the first turn of combat. If I did, then I would have charged it onto the organ gun, but unfortunately I didn't. But eventually did break the Quarrelers, so I got 4 points for them. And because of that, I did manage to win 11-9. It was a very close game too. Would have won by about 140, 145 points, something like that. And yeah, it's good to win a game after being flogged 0-20 by vampires earlier on. So 1 more game to go in the Pilgrimage tournament, and looking forward to it.